Hello, this is Polyphonic video blog. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of my video blogs. My last one uploaded was on May 8th, and I had an automatic upload set to go, and unfortunately the scripting wasn't working. But a lot of things have happened since May 8th, and a lot of things have happened. So just kind of recapping. The first and foremost thing is, one thing that I do is I do a lot of vending for a company called Lawson Horns, and as a result, I've worked with them. I've gone to Australia, I've gone to Denver, and I've done vending, which is something that a lot of people don't necessarily know a whole lot about, and it's something that it's a great opportunity to just kind of, fortunately one of my former teachers knew about, I should say he was involved with, he purchased a horn company, and so as a result, I had a summer job, working for it, and instead of flipping burgers over the summer, I was building horns and learning how to build horns and learning how to work with people, and it's an interesting kind of combination of vending. That is an interesting combination of both tolerance and also of really trying to find the right thing for the customer. And where artists, we're always thinking of the artistry and everything. One thing that I always found that was interesting was artists usually don't pay a whole lot of attention to their equipment. I mean, yeah, they maintain it, they do kind of the day-to-day operations. However, when it comes to actually building it, with a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, it doesn't work and doesn't work well, but there's not really a whole lot of research into why it works well or why it does what it does. So this was something that led me to kind of get into, I was interested, in acoustical research, and, I started working and talking, and it's really fascinating because it's a whole nother factor to music, and it's a different kind of artistry in itself. Some people say it's a craft. I am a firm believer that it is an art. It is a form of art in order to make instruments, and the opportunity to be involved with something like that is really unique. And I really encourage you to ask lots of questions. And if you ever get the opportunity to do an internship at an instrument maker or an instrument repairman, the nice thing is that, especially if it's in your own instrument, and having been I've had to teach a lot of elementary and junior and senior high school. You have to learn field repairs, and so if you can learn to do them well, you won't have to be constantly doing them over and over and over again. So, but the vending thing was really interesting. This year it was hosted, the International Horn Symposium was hosted in Denton, Texas. And vending is one of those things where you're going to have people coming in of all abilities and of all walks of life, and some of them are professional horn players and some of them are not professional horn players, or I should say professional musicians and not professional musicians. But you want to find, the product for them. And sometimes you don't have that product, and it can be really frustrating for, the person trying out that, you want to give them as many options as you can, and it's, if they aren't interested in your product, then great, that's fine. It's not a personal slam, and I think a lot of people, in instrument making business, because it is so, you spend so much time working on these instruments that there's a lot of personal pride in it. But if somebody just doesn't like your product, you should listen to them and say, well, what about the product don't they like? And find ways to kind of mitigate that. Every product has, certain instrument types have particular market recognition, or, like one instrument might be known as, oh, well, that's a great orchestral instrument, but maybe not a great chamber instrument. So, you want to listen closely, and these kind of symposiums are always great because you can get a lot of feedback from a lot of different people, and you can learn a lot, not only about, how to interact with other people and how to be, a professional and, effective salesperson without being pushy or kind of coming across as a used car salesman. And, but also at the same time really doing some market research and learning about your product and learning about, well, what do people really think of this particular instrument? So that was one of the topics I wanted to talk about that unfortunately was lost on my lovely computer. And anyways, I have a couple more, and I'm going to keep chugging away. Hope you're doing well.